One, one, two, three. So, good day, everyone. Welcome to another course of our class. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to create your podcast influencer. So, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm just going to head over to Pinterest. How to create your podcast influencer using AI. Now, I said something in my last video. I said Pinterest is a go-to place for creators who are looking for inspiration. If you are looking for inspiration, you come to Pinterest to search for your inspiration. Now you can decide to want to use your image for this. You might decide to want to use your image for this. You can see this beautiful lady here. You can see beautiful art. You can see different things that you can use for your video. So I have a page here. You might want to open a Pinterest account. By the way, I have a page here. I'm just going to be picking. In your own case, you might decide to use whoever you want to use for your podcast. You understand? You might decide to use whoever you want to use for your podcast. I like this picture here on my page. I created this. So I'm just going to head over now and just have that screenshotted because I like it. So any picture you like, you just come over to Pinterest and you have that screenshotted or you have that saved. So I'm just going to screenshot this because this is the person I want to use for my character. This is the person I want to use. So I'm just going to screenshot this very fast. I have that saved. In your own case, if you want something different, you come to head over to the search bar. In the search bar, you click the search bar and you might decide to want to use a girl or yourself. Let me just give you another example. So you click a black girl and you have different examples here. You have different samples to pick from. Now you can use yourself too if you're picking a character and you would want to find a picture that is attractive, a supermodel that is attractive. And when you're picking your picture should be full. It should kind of be a full picture showing the person's body. You understand? Showing the person's body. I'm not going to waste your time sliding. I just wanted to give you a reference. I have my picture already saved that I want to use. But you can decide to use anyone using the same process I'm using at the moment. So I'm going to head over to the search bar still, and I'm going to search for podcast background. Now, the next thing you want to do is search for your podcast background. You understand? Background that you're going to use for your podcast after you have screenshotted or saved your main character. You're going to try to find a background that is suitable for that character. Now, once you search podcast, you would see a lot of things underneath the podcast. You understand? You're going to see a lot of things underneath the podcast. So there's a lot of varieties here. You can see different you can see different angles, different shots, different background for podcasts. So what you're going to do, once you see the one you like, you can just go on and have that screenshotted. I like this one. I've used this one before, so I'm going to use it again. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to screenshot this very fast. You understand? So it's not going to take time. Just look for the background that you want and have that screenshotted. You understand? Yeah. So let me screenshot this very fast for you. So now I have screenshotted that and it is saved. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to head over to Grok. So inside my Grok, this is where I'm going to assemble those two pictures that I have saved already. We're going to assemble them in Grok AI. So now we're in Grok. This is what your interface would look like. You understand? This is what your interface would look like. Above your phone, if you're using your phone, you're going to see something above your phone here that says ask and imagine. You just switch it to imagine, but I'm using my laptop, so I'm going to be switching it from here. Now once you come over to the imagine option, you are going to see a lot of pictures, a lot of things that you could try out for yourself, a lot of creation that you could try out for yourself. The possibility is endless on this app, by the way. So I'm going to just come here underneath your phone. If you're using your phone, just come down here. You're going to see type to imagine. This video logo here, you switch it to image. It's going to be on the video logo, so just switch it to image. So as it is in that image now, you're going to add from your background. You're going to upload from your background. You understand? That's what you're going to do. Upload from your background. So I'm going to upload from my background now. Now those images that I have saved already, that is what I'm going to pick. That's what I'm going to pick. So I think the other one didn't enter. Okay. I think we're having an issue with this image. It's a low quality image. Let me go back to Pinterest. Let me go back to Pinterest to pick another one I want to use. They said it was a low quality. You might need something of high quality, by the way. You understand? You might need something of high quality. So let me just come back here ASAP. Run this through ASAP. Okay, I'm going to pick this girl. You know, the same process. I said pick someone that has a full picture. You understand? Pick someone that has a full picture. So I'm just going to head on now and just pick this girl instead. Screenshot this. So I'll save that, and I'll save my background. Go search for background. Don't think I had that saved before. So I'm going to still come and pick that last one that we picked before. Sorry, I'm doing this all over again. It wasn't saved the first time. So I'm going to screenshot it. Well, at least it will help you so that you can understand. Lol. Okay. So saving this and heading back to Grok again. So I'm in Grok again now. Same process. You just tap to imagine and you upload. Okay, we had that even uploaded, and then we're going to select our background. I think we had the last one uploaded before. That was my bad. And now we have our background. So what I'm going to do is add the guy to the podcast background. Talking. Talking. I'm going to put serious face. Understand? That is the mood I want him to be in. Sorry, I missed the F. Just going to go here. I'm having issues with my keyboard, by the way, so I'm just going to just bring the face here. Face. Okay. Now I can now upload that. So you're going to wait for it to generate. It's not going to take time. Wait for it to generate, and you should have your image ready. So now you see we have our image ready. It looks super nice. It looks super clean. So I want to change the reference. I want to change the aspect ratio for this. So let me put something around let's say 12. That would be okay. You can always change your frame ratio though. Okay, this actually made it somehow, so I'm going to stick with this one. I think this one is the perfect representation of what we wanted to do. But you can always come here and crop your image. You get me? You can always come here and crop it. So I'm going to just crop it very fast. I'm going to have that cropped to the aspect ratio I like, so that I don't have too much going on in the video. I'm just going to crop that ASAP. Now I have that cropped, and I'm going to save that. So you just let it crop, and you should be good when it's done cropping. Okay, so now I have this, and I'm going to download it. Now I'm going to head on and download it. So what you're going to do is download this once you have it ready. So now that you've downloaded it, you're going to generate another angle. Now angles are better because you can have different shots of that video when you want to create it. So I'm going to generate another angle now. Generate another angle. Where's the G? Okay, so I'm going to generate another angle for this shot. Now why we're doing this is because we want to have different angles of the camera when we start making our video. You understand? So now I have two angles. I have two angles. You understand? I have two angles. Now if I want to add, I will just add another one, just for reference purpose. Add. Okay, generate another angle again. In your own case, if you are settled with what you like, what you have, or what you like, there's no need for you going back to come and do it again. You understand? If you don't want to do the angles, it's fine. I just want to have this for reference purpose, so that you can have different options to pick from. You understand? So that you can have different options to pick from when you start editing your video. So it's still basically almost the same thing. You understand? It's still basically almost the same thing, but now you have the idea. So now I'm going to have that saved, downloaded. Told you you're going to download everything. Download. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to ChatGPT. Now that I have my podcast character and influencer ready, I'm going to head over to ChatGPT. So what we are doing in ChatGPT is just to create a script for our character. What you want your character to be saying. If you don't have a script ready, you can just come to ChatGPT to have that ready. So what I'm going to do now in ChatGPT is I'm going to add that picture that we just generated. I'm going to add that picture that we just generated. You get? So it should be here on that download. Sorry. So now that I have that in ChatGPT, just let it load, and then I want to talk about fashion. Now any topic that you want, you might decide to put this down. You understand? You might decide to put this down, but I want to talk about fashion. So I would say create. Okay, I'll say okay, create, yeah. Create a podcast. Yeah, a podcast session about fashion. My F has issues on the keyboard. Let me have that edited very fast. So about fashion, yeah. So yeah, create a podcast about fashion for the F again. For this character. Based on young adults dress code. You understand? Okay, now I've given it something. Now you might, if you have the idea, just put it down here and allow ChatGPT to, you know, elaborate that idea that you have. So I said, create a podcast session about fashion for this character based on young adults dress code. Generate lines and topic for and topic script, sorry, for, sorry, I have my F here, for this person. Okay, now I have that, and I'm just going to hit generate, and I wait to see what ChatGPT has for us. So now ChatGPT has given you a script that you can use for everything. You are seeing it. So now what you're going to do once you have this ready, is you're going to copy everything. Not really everything. Start from the first few lines. Why we're going to be picking the first few lines is because your ChatGPT can't do everything at once. It can't talk at once. So you're just going to select maybe the first 15 words. You're going to select it first, copy that, and then you head over to your Grok, and then you paste it under the picture that you want to use. Have that pasted, and then move. You see where my cursor is. Move this to video. Set this to 10 seconds, and set this to 720 resolution. Then you can come up here and say and type this prompt. He is Nigerian. Full stop. Then you say another thing again. Nigerian accent. This is the magic code to make your AI sound human instead of sounding like a robot. Nigerian accent. He is 24. Let me put 25 or 26. 26 years old. Now it's just so they can use a voice that fits that character. That's why we're putting this. That's why we're putting the age. So what we're going to put is the mood. We're going to put the mood now. So serious. Okay. Let's just put happy or cheerful. Cheerful is the right word. Cheerful. Okay. So now we have that. He's Nigerian accent. He's 24. He's 26 years old. Cheerful. Forgot to put the F. So I'm now going to hit generate. Going to hit generate and wait for that to load. Now while that is loading, you can go back to your ChatGPT and pick the remaining side that you've not picked before. From that your voice command you get. You're going to copy the rest. I told you not to copy everything. You understand? I told you not to copy everything. So you have that copied, and then you're going to go back to your Grok. As the other one is loading, you pick the other picture from the other side, the one that has what do you call it? Yeah, you pick this other picture, the one that we've created from another angle. Just pick any one you like, So anyone you like, just paste the next line under it. So I think that other one that we made is ready, but let me just generate this one. So we're going to use the same thing that we used here. He's Nigerian, he's 26 years old, he's cheerful. I'm going to have that copied for the next line. Copy, and then I'm going to paste that under the one that we want to do next. Where's that picture? So I'm going to paste that under the one we want to do next. Paste. He's Nigerian, he's cheerful. I'm going to put that under video. And then I'm going to come back to ChatGPT to have that line saved. Then come back here again to Grok and paste the line. So now that I have that pasted, I'm just going to hit generate. Understand? So basically, this is how to generate your podcast series. You understand? I'm going to play this one so I can hear.
I'm your host, Jay. If you've ever stood in front of your wardrobe thinking, I have clothes, but nothing to wear, this episode is for you. Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Jay. If you've ever stood in front of your wardrobe thinking, I have clothes, but nothing to wear, this episode is for you. Yo, what's good, everyone?
So now you see that we have something very clean and clear for our character. So basically, this is how to create your podcast session. You understand? This is how to create your podcast. You're going to do it for every single picture that you have generated, and you should have that ready and edited in your CapCut app once you are done. So that is all for this.